Omni Gogeta versus Ultra Vegito. Who will win?
I'm back, bitches!
I think we all know that Gogeta vs Vegito is a very popular matchup, but this time we got a bit of a twist, going into fair-made territory, which is obviously going to go crazy. Ultra Vegito from the Godkiller series from Call Me Arch takes on Omni Gogeta from the Anime War series from Mastar Media. Both will start at their lowest level of power and work their way up, going from their base form to the highest level they can go. It's pretty obvious how powerful they are from the get-go, scaling above their previous levels of power. The only issue is to note in which part of the timeline does each series take place. When Anime War first came out, initially it was supposed to be before the Goku Black arc, but instead it changed after the events of the Tournament of Power. This actually is a big change in power scaling, as to know how powerful each character gets from arc to arc. In comparison, the Ultra Vegito series all takes place after the events of the Granola arc, which is already leading to a huge gap in power. But how much more powerful does Omni Gogeta get from this point? When Omni Evil Goku arrived, it took Gogeta using Kaioken times 100 on top of Super Saiyan Blue just to defeat him. And yet, as an Omni Super Saiyan, Goku alone is capable of matching this power. And if you've checked my previous videos, you would know how powerful Fusion alone is, let alone Super Saiyan Blue. It's not just his power that makes him a threat, it's also his ability to heal and resurrect the dead, as he was able to revive Vegeta from dying. And Goku can get even stronger once he removes his second limiter. You see, limiters are restrictions of Goku's power, and the more limiters you have, the less power you have. However, you can only remove all limiters with a fusion. The scaling gets even more impressive when Goku uses Kaioken times 100 on top of his Omni Super Saiyan form, and is able to spam his healing move to get even more powerful throughout battle, on some Goku Black Huron Jutsu type shit. And even with this, Vegeta surpasses this level only by accessing the 1 limits level, implying losing 1 limiter can be a 100 times power amp. Which then unlocks the potential of Goku to the point where Goku just in Super Saiyan 2 is capable of fighting God tier level characters. This would actually be more of a fusion amp boost, to the point where if this Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, he'd probably be stronger than the Blue Kaioken times 100 from the beginning of this series. And then achieving the power of 1 limiter Omni God, this allows the time for Goku and Vegeta to fuse into Omni Gogeta, reaching an infinite state of power to where even the writer's room was getting warped and fucked around with. And being the strongest being in the entire anime multiverse, to the point where he can contain infinite power across everything. In dimensional tiering, Omni Gogeta should be infinitely greater than anything shown in the Dragon Ball Super series. However, in Dragon Ball inverse scaling, he should be anywhere from trillions to quadrillions of times more powerful than anything previously shown. But how does Ultra Vegito scale to this? Before we get started, I have an entire video on Ultra Vegito which will be more in-depth when it comes to his scaling. This will be more of a brief summary of it, so I'd recommend checking out that video after this one. After having a 10-year time skip and then a 20-year time skip, Vegito is capable of defeating gods, angels, anime references, and the Grand Priest. But how much stronger did he get? Vegeta gains an Ultra form, which is the combination of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. In this form, he's able to fight gods and is extremely powerful, but then, after getting 6 time rings, an android arm that grants him infinite stamina, and a cell tail within said android arm, his Super Saiyan 2 form is now able to fight gods too, meaning he just surpassed his Ultra form in Super Saiyan 2. But that's not all with the insane jumps of power. Vegeta is able to force fusions onto other people and gaining god level amps on top of his own strength. For example, he absorbs Goku Black, then he absorbs an amped variant of Majin Buu, he then absorbs Yamoshi, and then absorbs Broly. And just the Broly fusion alone for his base form to surpass his previous blue form. Then there's the amps that Vegeta gets for his other forms. Like, he gets a form called Final Ultra Form, which is the form he gets after his Ultra form, which grants him a 500 times amp on top of his Ultra form. He gets an Ultra Demon form, which grants him a 10 times amp on top of the form prior. He can stack a Kaioken times 2000 on top of this form, and then unlocks a full power variant of the true Demon God, whatever it's called, form that surpasses the form prior times 2000 Kaioken, and that's not even all the forms Vegito gets. There's more stuff that Vegito does to get even more powerful than this, but at this point this is gone long enough, it doesn't really matter. So who will win? Well, going by the numbers, Gogeta has reached quadrillions of times more powerful than Blue Gogeta from the Broly movie, lowballing Ultra Vegito as much as possible and saying that he scales directly to Blue Gogeta with his blue form, and here's where things get a bit crazy. With Vegeto's Ultra form being 40,000 times more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue, and then reaching this level with Super Saiyan 2 later on, and then stacking the form on it again, Vegito already reaches that quadrillions of times Broly movie power level. That's not even factoring his later transformations, his later increases in power, hell, his fusions, as well as any other ability he gains across from the series, not even finishing season 1. So in power scaling, Vegito is far more stronger and faster than Gogeta. This is where we get into packs, where Vegito actually takes this as well. Theoretically, Gogeta can do anything with his Omni powers. He's only been shown by Goku to use healing and regeneration and even revival. Not only has Vegeta also done that, Vegeta has other win cons in this fight, like forcing fusion, absorbing Gogeta's power, etc, etc. Unfortunately, this fight is extremely one-sided. Vegito wins, negative difficulty, but Anime War is still pretty cool.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.